high. The lighting and colors and things look okay. I didn't have to fiddle with the dials this time. Maybe not perfect, but you know, what is? So, what's to share? I'm a little bit high right now on life, you know, no need for substances for that. Not that I'm against substances either, but just don't need them, that's all. Okay. On loving the self. This is something particularly Americans, North Americans, are not very well schooled in. Actually, we're pretty well programmed in its opposite. Ignoring the self, dismissing the self, making everyone else and everything else more important. And so I'll invite you to enter your heart, sit down there with your higher self, have a cup of tea, you know, relax. Oh boy, and I'll turn off Skype. So that will make a wee bit of a noise, but at least that'll be the last sound effect from it. So, loving the self. When we love the self, we make arrangements for our pleasure, for our joy. We indulge the self. Now, I'm talking your bigger self, okay? Your higher self, your inner self, your deeper self, whatever. All right. As that one, you appear via the body mind here in 3D. That's your entry ticket into the dimension. That's your telescope to peer into this, we'll call it a reality, but without the capital R. So here you are. We get entangled and entwined when we're young, and convinced that what we are is very much the 3D appearance that goes by the name it's been given, such as Teresa Ann. Truly wise is the young one who never gets sucked into that. I kind of fail to see how that's possible, but I know that it must be, because we are wondrous. Anyway, so here we are now. And we are joy. Take a sip of your tea. Smell the incense. And partake of the silence within. Now hear it again. We are joy. We are truth. We are presence. We are peace. We are harmony. The divine attributes. We are that. We don't have to go out anywhere to find them. Just look within. I hear a lot of rabble-rousing minds speaking up, arguing about the challenges of their life, yada, yada, yada. Deeper within, please. You haven't gotten the fragrance of the incense yet. Have you tasted the tea? When we love the self, we do little things for our very own pleasure. But you have to be present first, and being in mind doesn't count, not for this. Go deeper. Nothing wrong with mind, just go deeper. For instance, right here, always within reach, I have a lovely little box. Can I get it to where the light shines on it well enough to where you can see? There we go. It's carved, and it's got holes in the top, and, brass on the ends, a little hinge. And as I open it, and it's funny how I forget the name of this, but it has a substance within it that is all but divine. Amber. Okay? My box has seen a lot of use. And so within it, on top, is a piece of paper, and then under the paper is this lovely stuff. Oh, how does one get the light on it just right? Okay, so you won't be able to see it. It's a brown, sparkly, powdery kind of substance. It's kind of gritty, and it has an aroma that is celestial. Absolutely. And so I have it close by, and it sits at the base of my computer monitor, and it sits, no wonder the lid wasn't wanting to work. Good heavens, I had it on upside down. How funny. It sits upside down so that the amber fragrance is dispensed when I want it to be, and doesn't become just a part of the background. It's really quite lovely. It's even got 3 little brass dots on the front. I wonder if those can be seen. Oh well, at any rate, it's something I do for myself for no other reason than simple pleasure. You don't have to light it, and it's many years old, and its fragrance is just as fresh and new. Now, it's a substance called amber. That's just one little thing. Perhaps as a Capricorn, Teresa is that, this go-round, with the Capricorn sun, I had to be taught fifth house things of pleasure and enjoyment and just fun. Well, I guess I've had some good teachers. My friend Wendy was the first. I used to set her off into peals of laughter, and I had no idea why she was laughing, I promise. I was being serious, and I didn't understand, and often still don't, why it was so funny. Wendy is different, and she introduced me to an indulgence, just the whole concept of indulging, of taking yourself off to a coffee shop and ordering something yummy and tasty and special just to be good to you. That wasn't native to me this time. There's a shop here that I found in Arkansas. I don't know where else it is. It's online. It's called TuesdayMorning. Don't know why. But it's a discount shop. I guess they get, sometimes it's seconds, but usually it's odd lots. And so most everything is in the neighborhood. Well, they like to say 50 to 80% off retail. And like the Sam's Club of Walmart fame, they tend to have fancier things than you're going to find at your local Walmart. And so in this shop, which you never know what will be there because it's odd lots, you know, and it just depends, they always have a really great selection of linens. And I saw Wendy looking at the linens one time, and I don't remember, it's been years ago, but I remember looking at the price on the set of sheets in the package. It was $79 or something, and that was the discount price. And I remember being shocked and thinking, oh my God, why would anyone put out that kind of money for sheets? Well, that was only the beginning. I have such a great indulgence now and such joy and such pleasure in high thread count pure cotton sheets that I just, you know, the more you wash them, the softer they get. And the softness has given me such pleasure over the years. There are literally times, and I bet I've shared it in the journals before, though I don't remember, where in the morning I'll wake up and with both hands, feet, and face, I'll just be wiggling around, rubbing the pillow slip and running my feet over the sheets just for the sensuous joy of it. Now, that was something that was totally alien to my original experience here, but it's something I want to recommend to others of you who might be more where I was then, and such ideas wouldn't even enter your head, you know, to indulge yourself in a set of $300 sheets, even if they were on sale for, you know, $80. TuesdayMorning.com. You'll find some things there. You don't have to go to one of the stores, although, you know, there's nothing like touching the sheets that you're going to buy. Another really nice experience is bamboo. It's silky when they make it over into sheets. Although I recently read something about bamboo made into rayon. Well, as far as I know, rayon is not natural, so be careful, be cautious. I only recommend things that are truly natural. We are electromagnetic being. That's what this whole dimension is. Everything seems to carry a charge of one kind or another. And so what's natural to the body is nature, what we find in nature. And that's why standing in your bare feet in the mud, the sand, the dirt, whatever it is, feels good. It grounds you. It connects you in a much broader way. When our eyes are open once again and we see beyond the narrow visible spectrum, we'll be seeing how our energies, our aura, our chi, our whatever, gets short-circuited by so much that's a part of our daily life today. And I'm not saying to cry over that, to mourn it, to run from it, or anything. I'm just touting the beauty of reconnecting to what's real. And so I have the joy. Now I have another joy. My dad's parents were very close to the earth. They were farmers, and they had the cattle and the chickens and all that kind of a thing, and their garden, and that's how they lived. And so it was very close to nature. And where was I going with that? Oh, so they bought flour in these big, I don't know if it's 50 or 100-pound sacks, and the sacks were made of cloth. And back in those days, that was a way to get free cloth. And so the cloth was patterned in different ways, or you would buy a big box of washing powder, and it would have a glass in it, you know, and that was a free glass for the kitchen, and so on and so on. So they had the chickens, and they had the flour sacking, and we had feather pillows. And I liked them. I enjoyed them. Allergies haven't been a problem in this life. And so at Tuesday morning, I bought my first down pillow. Now, let me tell you, there is a difference between a feather pillow and a down pillow. A feather pillow is heavier, and it's not so fluffy. What's amazing, though, is, and don't hold me to it, but I think they get to call it a down pillow if it's only 5%, or maybe, yeah, I think it's only 5% down. And then the 95% would be feathers. Life is so funny today. Don't believe what you're told. It might be called a down pillow. It's largely feathers. Anyway, and I now have a house full of down pillows. I sleep with 4 of them. And I wouldn't, I would sleep with more if it wasn't too much trouble getting up when the doggy needs to go out or the kitty needs to be fed or something. They are a real bliss, the softness and the fluffiness and the support, especially when you have a body that has pain. I've noticed in some of my recent videos that I'm not the only one who lives with a lot of pain. And in our society, as a part of not loving ourselves, we're taught not to talk about that. Don't mention it. It's not polite. Bullshit. Okay? When we're learning to love the self, I think it's a part of it to just accept every bit of the reality that is our life, and to come to terms with it. Suppressing it, repressing it, never discussing it doesn't get you very far. And so it is really nice when you have a lot of aches and pains. A down pillow will take any shape you want it to take in order to support any part of your anatomy that happens to be aching. I pretty much always have one in the lower part of the back to support that curve in the spine there, the arch, and it just helps, It can be hard to be present in these 3D forms. And so I think all of the little things, the nice things we can do for the self, I'm for that. Just as we would treat a child, a spouse, a lover, someone we care deeply about, you care for their comfort. Let's turn that in on the self, my friends. Let's explore the various ways we can be kind to the self. Little things like my brother was up here the other day, and I have lilac bushes outside, and even though they're all in bloom, I hadn't cut any to bring them into the room. Now, maybe I wouldn't choose to do that. Maybe I have different feelings these days about cut flowers. And so I'm cautious. I would ask the plant first and that kind of thing. But this wasn't me. This was him. And so just a little bit. He didn't get crazy with it. He cut 3 sprigs of it and put them in a vase, and they are in the living room sitting in front of the beautiful brass Kuan Yin that is so slender she's the only thing I'll put on the table between me and my crystal, because I'm not missing out on any rainbows. I mean, you talk about an indulgence, you know, put some crystal, faceted crystal, this is lead crystal, in your windows. Hang a faceted crystal ball from the curtain rod, if nothing else. You know, I have to be careful with things like that because I have cats. But a south window, north, is not going to work. A south window, east or west, will work just fine. And you would be amazed at the joy, at the uplift in your heart when you see the brilliant rainbow colors appear on your wall. And it never fails to uplift and to delight and to just bliss me out sometimes. And you know it. You've seen my videos. You know what I mean. I'm serious about this. So, what little things can you do for you? How can you be the best lover of your self? You know, you're divine. How do you treat the divine? How would you treat the divine? How would you honor the divine? Do that for yourself. Okay. I wanted to share that. Now, I could go on and on here. And I think I will. Why not? All right, what else did I want to... Oh, my goodness. I wonder how many of you are aware of a website called LearnOutLoud.com. They have audio resources, books and things, and audio books galore, and many, many things. Well, what they also have is a selection of 5,000 or 6,000 of their resources that are free. No charge at all, free for the download. And now and again, you know, I go through a phase where I visit there and download various things. And I downloaded a Zaadz notes. Now, I'm not familiar with that. It was my first, but it was on Rumi, and I love Rumi. And it's just a little 20-minute audio where I think his name is Brian Johnson or Johnston, is sharing. It's like a Cliff Notes, I guess, only it's audio. And I'll put links to 2 or 3 things in the transcript. The links, the live links will always be in the transcript, okay? They're just informational on YouTube, on the video. You've got to click over to the transcript to get the live stuff. So it's much neater that way. That way it can just be hidden away in a click and you don't have to see all the HTML gobbledygook. That is a link. All right. Maybe, like any number of you, my soul resonates to Rumi and to what he wrote and the legacy that he left behind. I used to even practice spinning, and I didn't know about the whirling dervishes at the time. I don't think I did. but it was something recommended by, what's her name, Bringers of the Dawn, Barbara Marciniak, channeling the Pleiadians, spoke of the blessing and the benefit to the flow of chi and energy in the body to be gained and nurtured by spinning. So, and then I discovered the whirling dervishes, and it was like, oh my God, what a thing, what a thing. Spinning for joy, for devotion, for the bliss of being, And so I'll give you a link to the Zaadz notes on Rumi, and you can hear Brian share some of his favorite short quotes, and they really do give you the essence of the soul of the man, of the poet. Beautiful, beautiful quotes, and that's another way to nurture the self, to love the self, is to have around you and listen to and read things that touch you and nurture you deeply. So there's yet another way, and it's so amazing. I mean, I have never even managed to make it through the catalog of what's available free from LearnOutLoud. I think it's 5,600 and something. So even if you display it at 50 to the page instead of 10, you'll be many hours working your way through. So there's a lot to be had there, free for the taking. Now I'm going to make a request, and it concerns copyright. We've got a world that's fading away, and we've got a new world that's coming in, and we're just stepping into that now. A lot of our youth have come in with the keys that are going to help us with the shift, with the transition. And I know there's a lot of objection amongst many to the whole concept of copyright. And I certainly have objection to businesses trying to run the internet so they can snoop into absolutely everything and be sure they are protecting their copyrights. That is obscene. But I don't yet see what is the vision for the future. Many things are in the public domain, and so they're free. We have things like LearnOutLoud with thousands of pages, just about. I don't know, I'd have to, yeah, loads of free stuff, all right? On the other hand, well, and there are many people that feel okay with taking something, let's say they bought a lecture by somebody that was for sale, and then they will upload it to the web, and they're motivated by the desire to share something beautiful, and I can relate to that, and I love it. And I've got to tell you, a lot of times I'll listen if it's something that I really enjoy. But I also wonder, because even in the Bible it says a laborer is worthy of his hire. And so people say information should be free. I say it is. Go out and collect it. Go out and gather it. Go out and find it. It's there. With the internet especially, it's there. But to those who put the work in, the labor, the effort, their joy, perhaps, of pulling things together and you know, a David Icke is an example, or there's somebody else with a delightful English accent. Oh, his name won't come to mind right now. There are any number of people who have gone and who have studied in such a way that they were able to tap into a certain stream of the past, of ancient knowledge, and interpret it for us. And so they have gone out, gathered up what's there, and then they have put their labor into it and their expense in order to market that and to offer it and help pay their expenses for the crafting, the creating of it. I believe they deserve recompense for that. So what I'd like, pardon me for the long sharing here, you know, to get to the point, what I'd like is for someone to share with me if you have a vision of how to balance that appropriately. We've got to get past the old days, the old concepts, the old ways of the copyright. I see this, but we can't just take it all away and say everything should be free to everybody. That's not a reasonable solution. That doesn't take care of those who have put their labor, their love, and their effort into crafting something. So if anyone has an answer to this where I can find some comfort, I would be very interested in hearing about it. And oh my goodness, if you want to do a video response, that would be so awesome. I know I'm not the only one wondering about this. We watch Pirate Bay, you know, try to stand firm. We've got a whole worldwide thing where commercialism has literally taken over the world, and that's not right. But anarchy isn't the answer. So maybe someone can point me. Not that I'm willing to do too awful much research by myself. I don't care to spend time in mind. But point me to something where I can spend time in heart and glean a beautiful answer that is a win-win for everyone involved. Okay, I've gone on long enough. See you again soon. Namaste.